And hello and welcome to Golden Bear Insider, sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings. We're coming to you right from Buffalo Wild Wings, as you can see here on Snelling Avenue, just a mile or so away from the Concordia campus. So we're happy to be back this year as we get ready to kick off the 2015-16 season. Tom, I'm joined here by Athletic Director Tom Rebelke. It's pretty nice to have it back.
Oh, it's awesome. Great time of year, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a fun time of year right now.
And we're going to get right into it as a lot of teams in action this weekend. Football team is in action tonight as they play St. Cloud State as we're recording this here on a Thursday afternoon. And getting ready for that game, we're joined by head coach Ryan Williams, also senior offensive lineman, senior captain Cole Parker. And thank you, first of all, to both of you for joining us. And I guess if you can just give us a little sense of how things have been going here over the past couple weeks as you've practiced getting ready for this season.
Things have been good. Very healthy. Our guys are cranked up, obviously. It's game day today, but we've had a good camp. We've had a good 21 days of preparation. Like I said, we're healthy. We feel fresh. Our legs are fast. We went about a little bit different of a philosophy this year in camp, and it worked out real well for us. So we're excited to put it to the test tonight.
Can you tell us a little bit about, you've got a decent amount of returning players coming back that fans will know, Cole certainly being one of those, just maybe some of the newcomers that have worked their way into a prominent role that fans should be on the lookout for.
We do on that note. We have a lot of returners. I mean, off of last year's 55 travel man roster, 42 of those 55 played in football games in the last 4 weeks and helped us win football games. So that's a big deal, first and foremost. And the guys that are in that other 13 to get us to 55 are guys like Alex Carr, who's a transfer from Northern Iowa that tore his ACL last year, and he's ready to go. He looks phenomenal.
Before the season started, he tore that.
Yeah, he tore it before the season started. And Alquan Vickers is a redshirt freshman that was going to play as a true freshman last year, and some things happened with his high school credits. He's going to start at our X-receiver, and he's a phenomenal talent. There's a young man that has groomed himself, and he's going to be the fifth offensive lineman with these 4 returners that Cole works with, and Terrell Taylor, who's had a phenomenal camp. He's a redshirt freshman at 6'6", 255 pounds, and he's ready to step in. So the guys that are going to step in those other 13 are ready to play. Not one of them is being forced into a role that they're not ready for yet. And I think that's one of the reasons that our team has so much confidence right now and are ready to go win a football game.
And Cole, so what is the atmosphere in the locker room right now? It's got to be fired up, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we're more ready than we've ever been coming back, especially with how our chemistry is. We kind of gelled. We've had that 4-game winning streak last year, and all those guys, and we kind of cultivated that into a winning culture now. And I think that going into this game, we all know what to expect, and we're all ready to take this win and make the next step into being great as a team.
If you guys are half as excited as the rest of this campus is, we're going to be in good shape. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Can't wait.
I can't wait for tonight.
Cole, Coach, and you referenced to the winning streak the team had to end last season. How much did that kind of just give you and the other guys a spark to really put in your work in the summer and these practices and try to build on that success that you saw at the end of last year?
I think it absolutely has sparked a sort of an energy and a focus that we've never had before. We understand what it takes to win. We understand what we're going to have to do to win, and it's we're zoned in. We're ready to go. 6 o'clock. They ain't ready for it.
And Coach, referencing to the 4 offensive linemen coming back, redshirt freshmen as well. Offensive line continuity so important in those units. How have you kind of developed that chemistry with each other?
We come to work every day. We're physical, we dominate, and we don't take no for an answer. You throw something at us, we're coming back every single play, and it's something that we're really proud of. We call ourselves the dirtbags, actually. So we like to get down and nasty, and we work really hard. So it's definitely something that we look forward to, and I can't wait to go on with those guys, tonight and prove it to everybody in the conference.
How much, as you look back at the past few years especially, pass rush has been a real strength of this team's defense. How much do you think you've kind of grown from working against some of those really strong defensive linemen in practice every day?
We've had really good defensive linemen, especially when I was here with Zach Moore and Hank, and we had a guy named Dion O'Shea last year. Going against those guys every day really helps our technique, our pass pro, and we really developed into a team that we don't allow sacks. We really pride ourselves in protecting Corey and Ben back there, and we're going to do it all day, and we're going to do it all season. So that's something we're not worried about at all.
Coach, I always have to ask about quarterbacks, the big position there, and you had Corey Cole, who started last year. Unfortunately, got injured early in the year. Ben Shramsky was playing very well during that winning streak we referenced. How do you kind of see things shaking out, kind of two different styles somewhat with the way they play back there?
You know what, the way Ben's developed, they're pretty similar style. The only difference is that Corey Cole runs a 4-4 and Ben doesn't. We have two quarterbacks that no matter who's in the football game, we know that they can go lead us to a win no matter who we're playing. Corey Cole's our starter. He had a phenomenal camp. He had over 275 reps in camp, and he only had 6 reads and decisions combined. 3 reads, 3 decisions where he screwed up. The kid's as locked in as any quarterback that we've ever had here. I'd say all the way back to James McNair. People should expect big things from Corey Cole tonight. It's a credit to his rehab process with Ted, our trainer, with the people that influenced him mentally through the last year, our entire program, the trust and faith he has in these guys up front and the people around him. It's going to be fun to watch him go at it tonight.
How about the conference? The conference is got to be one of the best in the country. I mean, you got number 1, number 3 in the country in our conference. I think St. Cloud's up there in the top 20, 17, 18.
I'd imagine they would be. I told the guys this morning, we prided ourselves on worrying about ourselves, but I reminded them this morning, if they think anything's going to get handed to them tonight at St. Cloud, we're in for a rude awakening. They're a good football program. They had a down year, and a down year being 6-5 means you're a really good football program. And I expect them to come out raring to go, and it'll be a great matchup. And shoot, Mankato and Duluth play down in Mankato. That's a big deal. There's some other good matchups in our league. I think 8 of the teams play tonight, 8 of the teams play on Saturday, and here we go. We start the NSIC grind. It'll be a lot of fun.
Good blast.
You had a constant on special teams the last 4 years with Tom Obarski, who we're seeing on ESPN now a couple weeks ago. But what are your plans kind of at that kicking position?
You know, a young man by the name of Jonas Schinderlane won the kicking job. He's a true freshman. He's from Germany. He was at a Tennessee high school last year. He's a foreign exchange kid. He's got a giant leg. His leg might be as strong as Tom's when Tom was a freshman. Not now, but when Tom was a freshman. And he won the job. It came down to him and a young man from Iowa. And the young man from Iowa ended up getting hurt. And an old injury flared up. And honestly, Jonas also stepped in and shoot, on Thursday, he went 8 for 8 in his field goals, and we moved him from PATs all the way back to 45 yards, and he made them all. And, it's just a deal where he's got to go out, kick the football, and that's it, and not worry about anything else. Now, that'll be a little easier said than done when, 5,000 plus are rowdy and screaming for the Huskies tonight, but he knows that we have his back, and he'll do a good job.
I don't want to ask you too much beyond this one game. You're focusing one game at a time, but doing kind of a monthly show here. What are you just looking at as kind of the general talking points and keys to get off to this fast start this year?
Honestly, it doesn't stray anything farther than our slogan for the year. It's control today. These kids have done a great job. Our football staff, our kids combined, have done a phenomenal job of controlling today, and what that means for us is our effort, a positive attitude, and our execution daily. When you're a head coach and you look back at the last 21 days and the only person you've ever heard say the word St. Cloud is me, you know your kids are locked in, and that's truly the way it's been. I haven't heard it in the locker room. I haven't heard it in meetings. And we know, and I know as a football coach, those are my things to worry about, that we have 4 games ahead of us in this North, that we got to get off to a good start in our North non-divisional games, because once you start the South, it's a lot different. Every week you can lose if you don't come to play. Not that that won't happen in your North games, but there's a huge difference between the South teams collectively and the North teams. So getting off to a good start, and the way to do that is going 1-0 tonight. So we'll see what happens, but we're excited.
All right, well, Coach Cole, thank you very much for giving us some time today. We'll let you get on the bus up to St. Cloud.
So let's have some fun tonight.
We will. Thank
work,
you.
buddy.
Have a good night. Thank you.
So that, again, was head coach Ryan Williams, Cole Parker from the football team, and Tom, I think especially as we talked about building off that success at the end of last year, a lot to be excited about there.
Yeah, and like I said, the campus right now is just a buzz right now with football. Volleyball starting up tonight as well, or tomorrow I should say. So it's going to be fun. It's just a great time of the year. Football in the fall, Saturdays, it's just a blast. What's better than college football?
Not much, and the team starts now as we record this again here, this first Thursday of the month. They're going to be home for their first game next week, and kind of looking at
12th,
at September. What are some of the big events that are going to be going on at Seafoam Stadium?
On the 26th, we're going to have a tackle cancer game, football game. Randy Shaver's deal, the Channel 11, and then also, I'm sure a lot of people have heard about Kirk Ingram, the former baseball player here at Concordia, graduated 6-8 years ago. had a little accident on Lake Minnetonka. We're going to have a co-ed fundraising softball tournament for him on September 26th as well. So if there's people out there that want to get involved in that, we'd love to have him. Kirk's just a great kid. Great guy. And he just recently had a little baby. 2 weeks later, he had his accident. Now he's laying in the hospital, not doing too great right now. But there's a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, we have volleyball starting up this weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. And then football on the September 12th, the 26th, and then we'll go into October after that.
It's a lot to keep track of, but of course you can always go to cugoldenbears.com, check that out, same area where you're finding this show, and get all the schedules, all the information on the events coming up. But I want to thank football certainly as you're watching Golden Bear Insider, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. From Buffalo Wild Wings, you can visit us. We're going to try to be doing these the first Thursday of every month, right around noon. So come on out for lunch and take in the show as well. We're going to be posting them shortly after we record them here on these Thursday afternoons, so you can get them on the website. But we transition to golf now. Men's and women's golf teams beginning over the course of the next couple of days. A couple of the senior leaders, Garrett, Emond, and Rachel Gray. And Garrett and Rachel, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And just, if you can, I guess to start out, talk a little bit, both of you, about kind of your role as seniors this year. I know it's a little bit of a different situation with the coaching announcement still to be made here pretty soon, but kind of the leadership role you've taken on as seniors on this team.
Yeah, it's kind of just been, we're all stepping up together. It's everyone is putting in the extra work to make sure that we're all a well-oiled machine, which has been a smooth transition. I mean, we're excited to find a coach and get a coach to come back in, but we do the same thing every year, so we really know what the routine is like. We know what we have to do, and so it's been easy as senior leaders that the team is.
It's pretty. It's really thankful. We're thankful that we have some upper class leadership with this golf team right now, because you guys know what you need to do. Everybody knows where they need to be, where they need to go,
right,
what they need to work on, and obviously we're working hard on trying to get a full-time golf coach. We're hoping to have something set up here very soon. But Gary, you start this weekend. You're down in Lake City at the Jewel.
Yep.
For a tournament this week. I'm going to come down and help you guys this weekend.
Yes, you are. That? Yes, you are. For both tourney days. Can't wait.
You guys can help me more than I can help you.
Yeah. Definitely.
But you know what? I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to this. We got a huge weekend this weekend between football tonight, volleyball Friday, Saturday, men's golf on Saturday, Sunday, women's golf on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, isn't it?
Yep.
It's just a huge weekend. It's a great time of the year. But tell us, what are you looking forward to this weekend down in the Jewel?
I'm looking forward to getting off to a good start this year. As you said, we're coachless as of now. We'd really like to show the program, show Concordia that even without a coach, we can still step together and play. We have a team full of leaders. We have younger athletes here on the team that they're all stepping up. They're all helping the freshmen kind of adjust and whatnot. And we're bringing a team down this weekend, 7 of us that are all returners.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can step together and put up some good numbers this weekend.
And David Flavin, our grad assistant, he's been helping us out quite a bit with that. Practices and getting you guys grounded and ready to go. And
yes.
I think he's done a great job with that. Like I said, I think you guys know pretty much what you need to work on each week.
Right.
But and I know he's gonna take you down tomorrow, but he's gonna be meeting with you guys when you leave Sunday morning, I believe.
Yes.
So how's everything going on the women's side?
We are so excited to leave. We've been looking forward to this since the first day we got out and played. The 4 returners, we're all playing really well right now, just really good team chemistry, playing well on the course, and even just like bringing in the 3 new freshmen, it's just everyone has really meshed well together, which has been really exciting. So we're excited.
And Garrett, you mentioned you started that tournament out at the Jewel. Of course, the team's been pretty familiar with over the years, some big events there. And kind of how much does that help you to start out with a familiar course like that?
Yeah, of course. It helped a ton to not be stepping up to a brand new course. Like I said, I think all 7 of us have actually played the Jewel before. So we're all pretty familiar with, like you said, familiar with the course. And we played well last year. We put up a good showing. The Jewel was one of our best tournaments last season. And hopefully we can continue that and start off with a good number.
I guess for both of you, just kind of take us through what a typical summer is like. How often are you playing kind of in the average week? What sort of things are you working on?
Summer's kind of our our season here to step up and really tune our games. We have that break during the winter, and obviously in Minnesota it's hard to hit balls out in the snow. So during the summer is kind of when you're fine-tuning the games. You're playing in tournaments. Some of us are playing in 5, 6, 7 tournaments a summer. Others are only playing in a couple, but it's time where you got to use sun up to sundown in order to tune
You
your
guys play
game.
every day though, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're,
yeah,
you're at least
every day.
practicing every day, if not playing every day also. And it's kind of like we try and say that when we come in for fall, we should be playing our best golf because we just came off of, we played the spring season and we continued into the summer season just consistently playing over and over again. So we should be ready to go.
And in the Northern Sun, you guys play a split season. You play half your
Yep.
season in the fall,
Yep.
and you finish it up in the spring.
Yeah, and I actually heard that, I'm pretty sure that this is the last year they'll be doing that, and that they're transitioning next year. They'll just have it in the fall. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
For both of you individually, what kind of things were you working on in your game over the summer?
You know, I was really struggling with putting. Putting's kind of been my issue the last 3 years.
Me too.
Yeah, it's the hardest part of the game to fine tune. But you know, I was working with a couple of kids on our team that are pretty finesse putters, such as Alex Uloff and Nick Emond. They've both helped me immensely with my putting over the summer, and hopefully I can come out and shoot some good numbers this season as my final season.
Yeah, I got a couple new golf clubs in the bag this summer, so I was just working on making sure that everything I had in my bag was the right fit for me and ready to go for the season. And it's kind of just, I mean, when you're out there practicing and you're out there playing, what you want to do is you want to keep your swing. You want to keep the tempo the same, your swing to look the same, and so it's just really working about having that consistency,
Getting
having
clubs
everything.
that fit you, that's really
Yes.
important.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And Rachel, just finally, your team's got hosting a tournament coming up on the 19th and 20th out at Tartan Park in Oakdale. If you can just talk a little bit about your excitement for that event.
Yeah, we are super excited. Mainly because we've been playing a ton out there, so the freshmen have gotten to know the course a little bit more. But the 4 returners, we are playing our best golf out on that course right now. Like, I think it was a couple days ago, as a team, we were 1 under, which is like, that's really exciting to go into the tournament for. It's always a great tournament. We always get great support out there. The parents love to come and see it, and it's a great feel out there.
All right, well, both of you, good luck over the course of the fall, and thank you for giving us some time here today.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yep, let's
Get it
go.
on. Thanks, you guys.
Yep.
Garrett, Emond, and Rachel Gray from golf as they get ready to begin their season this week. We're going to have soccer coming up next, but first we're going to take a quick break. Thanks to some of our other sponsors. You're watching Golden Bear Insider, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings.
You wouldn't play your sport with the wrong equipment, so why would you drive under the influence?
Take the challenge today to never drink and drive.
It's a slam dunk. Don't drive drunk.
It's a slam dunk. Don't drive drunk.
I don't drive drunk.
We don't do it.
Don't drink and drive. It's just not worth it.
We don't do it.
Don't drive drunk.
You better not do it.
Don't.
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 It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk. Don't drive drunk.
Playing your sport with the wrong equipment isn't very smart, and neither is driving under the influence. Take the challenge today.
Welcome back.
And we are back at from Buffalo Wild Wings, Golden Bear Insider, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. And we are now set to talk some soccer here, joined by head coach Steve Bellis and senior Taryn MacMillan. And we thank both of you for joining us here today. Team's been able to practice now for a couple weeks. You've had the 3 scrimmages as well. You're pretty happy with the way things are coming along?
Yeah, so far so good. You know, we've got a good group. We've got 28 kids coming into pre-season. Injuries are pretty limited right now, so we have a real deep squad to pick from our first games this weekend.
How about any surprises? Did anybody come back and any different than they left last year?
Yeah, I think so. We set some higher expectations on fitness levels.
Yeah.
We sent out 3 fitness tests with some lofty goals, and to the players' credit, they've all come in terrific shape. Every single player from the 28 passed all 3 fitness tests. So I think overall the returning players were all significantly fitter.
Cool.
And then the incoming freshman is always surprises for those guys.
Yeah.
Team's going to start with a lot of home games this year, both in the non-conference and then some conference games early on as well. Kind of, what opportunity does that give you to get off to that fast start?
Oh, it's great. It's great being at home with some fans that'll be able to come see us immediately. It's easier from a travel perspective. We can stay in our own beds, eat our own food. We can prepare a little bit better when we're at home. It's a little bit less stress in terms of missing class, getting homework and stuff. So, but obviously being able to play on our home turf. We're used to the field, we're used to the run of the ball, we know what it looks like. So I need you to talk to Tom. 30 seconds.
And
go ahead.
Tom, there's a lot of excitement here with some of those games coming up, a lot of home games for the team, and kind of, if you can just talk a little bit about that schedule. The schedule there.
Yeah, they start up tomorrow night. Taryn, you have I think you have a little trouble with the.
Yeah, we're having a few audio issues here.
How about
so we'll
that?
just kind of talk.
Yeah. So anyway, we set up tomorrow night against one of the Oklahoma schools. You got two of them coming up, Friday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about them. What do you know about them?
We actually don't know much about them.
Okay.
We know one team has scrimmaged Augustana and some other teams that we play, and Minot, and they passed them with pretty flying colors. So it's going to be a good competition.
Well, you start tomorrow night, 7 o'clock,
Yep.
Seafoam Stadium.
Correct.
And then you come back on Sunday at 1,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
Got to be fun. It's got to be exciting.
Yeah, no, they're two good teams. I mean, they're both legit. Central Oklahoma, top 16 in the country last year. Beat Augustana in the first round. Were unlucky in the second round, lost on penalty kicks. So they're a strong, fast, physical team. A little bit like a Mankato. So we know that we're playing two good teams this weekend.
In region.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So you got two schools from the GAC, the Great American Conference.
Correct.
So I mean that's going to be huge on your record, and on your on your understandings and rankings for the regional play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Taryn, Coach was kind of referencing the team fitness level. That was sort of a hallmark for you last year as a forward, very high-minute player. You were able to stay out there most of the time. Kind of, what's the pride you take in that, being able to be out there basically the entire match?
This year it's a lot different for me. I'm going to move back to center defense, and it's a whole new type of fitness level. It's a lot more short sprints, all that kind of stuff, but mostly preseason is the time where I saw everyone was working their butt off. There's so much of a senior presence that with all those seniors wanting this year to be their best year, everyone kind of follows along with that, especially freshmen who want to show their spots. So that being most of our team, freshmen and seniors, everyone wants to lift the level because everyone wants to get there and everyone wants to be the best. So.
And I suppose too, the improved depth Coach was talking about, that can be helpful to you. You maybe don't have to play those high minutes all the time.
Yeah, no, the depth is awesome. I mean, if we have an injury or something like that, someone can step in and the level isn't dropped down at any time. Like most of the time we can't. Last year we had to find people to move into positions that they weren't used to because we were short on players, but this year we have about 5 players per position. It's unbelievable.
It's good.
Yeah.
Taryn's going to play a lot of soccer this year. Don't give her the impression that that's going to be a difference. This kid's going to be all conference. She's going to get us where we need to be, and she's versatile and she gets it. So.
And I'm sure, being an upperclassman, I'm sure you're getting a few questions from the younger incoming freshmen, and I'm sure you're helping them with whatever you can help them with.
Yeah. They're very much. They want to learn.
Yeah.
The freshmen are really impressive coming in this year. Every single time that they question something, they look towards a senior or their soccer sister that we have and give a question and see what they can do better.
You remember a few years ago when you came in as a freshman?
Well, I came in as a sophomore, yeah. But I was
but your
terrified.
First year.
Yeah. No, I knew a couple people, so it helped a little bit. But no, I was definitely in the same position that they were.
Yeah.
And Coach, we had talked a lot about last year about how the possession had been good, scoring chances pretty good throughout a lot of the year. You were trying to work on converting those into more goals. What kind of progress have you seen in that area?
That's part of the game, is putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's the hardest part of the game. So every team struggles with that. It isn't easy. It's a challenge. So we work on it daily. We have a couple of kids that have come in as freshmen that can definitely score goals for us, so we're excited about that. couple of returning players that have worked hard in the off-season and proved in pre-season that they're ready to score goals. You know, Chelsea Lindsey, for one, I would point out, is a kid that's gone away, worked her backside off, looks incredibly fit, and she's scoring goals every day, and she loves it. I mean, it's what she wants to do. So, fingers crossed, knock on wood, we're heading in the right direction. We're going to score some goals early on.
Well, we invite everybody out tomorrow night.
Heck yeah.
You get them out there.
Yeah.
Let's go get a couple wins over the weekend here.
Sure.
So again, that'll be tomorrow night, Friday, and then Sunday afternoon. Soccer team opening up at home, and a lot of home games as well. You can, again, check that all out on the schedule, CUGoldenbears.com. But head coach Steve Bellis, Taryn MacMillan, thank you for joining us today.
Good luck.
Guys. Thank you.
Let's go to work.
Thank you.
So that was, again, soccer coach Steve Bellis, senior Taryn MacMillan. We're going to talk some cross country coming up next. We are going to take another short break and be right back. Golden Bear Insider presented by Buffalo Wild Wings.
You'll notice it when you walk in the door, open an account, ask a question, or approach a milestone in your life. The people at Bremer Bank are ready, willing, and able to take action. Bremer Bank realizes that our success is dependent upon the success of the community, and the reason why they are proud to sponsor Golden Bear Athletics.
It was January 14th, 2011, playoff time, when mere mortals fall, but the great ones create their own destiny. Like Barry Patterson and his against all odds Hail Barry. He launched it past the front line, cleared the secondary, and threaded the needle to victory.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
Everybody loves Green Mill pizza. Heck, I love our pizza. But hey, you can't eat pizza every day, not even Green Mill pizza. That's why our menu features nearly 100 made from scratch and made to order dishes for lunch and dinner every day. And it's all available for takeout and delivery. And then again, there is our pizza. Good. Just saying.
Made from scratch, made to order, lunch and dinner every day at Green Mill.
And welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings here in St. Paul as we record Golden Bear Insider. We thank you for watching here through our YouTube page at Concordia, but we are back here to talk cross country. Head coach Jonathan Breitbarth, also joined by Sam Anderson from the team, and thank both of you for joining us. You get ready to have your first race here coming up pretty soon, and how do you feel the team has been progressing in the training here over the past few weeks?
Yeah, so thanks for having us on the show. We're excited to compete tomorrow, on Saturday. This is the earliest we've competed probably in about 5 or 6 years. Typically we have kind of pushed off the training and used this as a training week and competed the second weekend of September. But we're hosting conference. We really want to gear up for conference this year. We wanted to find a competition where we could compete a little more low-key but local, but get us going sooner. And I think the crew has been doing well. I missed a few days, had a baby daughter, the birth of a baby daughter, but they've really taken a lot of ownership in what they're doing. We've got a good sense of unity that's really developed, and I think this is going to be a good first meet. The training we've done together has really prepared us for this first meet.
You open up this weekend over at the Crown College.
Crown College.
And then tell us the rest of your schedule. For the rest of September, you're at Crown this weekend.
Then we're going over to UW Parkside, which will be a bigger meet. So typically we start off at Luther College, which is a smaller meet but competitive on that weekend. Instead, this year we're going to be at a bigger meet sooner in the season. Yep, at UW Parkside. Will be September 26th at the Roy Griak Invitational,
That's a fun one.
Les Bolstead Golf Course. October 9th, Friday meet up at St. Cloud State.
Yep.
And then we've got we're host for the NSIC Championships, October 24th, and our regionals are down in Joplin, Missouri, that first weekend of November.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about this kind of with the golfers too, but your summer now, are you running in any races? I'm sure coach kind of gives you a training program. You doing that? You running on a track or long distance runs kind of on road courses? What are you doing?
He has a training program set up for us that we do. So we did that all summer. I personally didn't do races just because I had a busy summer plan, but I know that a couple guys on our team got into races, and it's a good way to build a base. So that's really what I focused on. You want to build a base so that with the longer season that is college running, you need to stay healthy throughout it and peak at the right time. So that's what we're hoping to do this season.
So what's a typical week for you for training? Let's just talk about summer.
Okay.
When you try to get some runs in during the week, what's typical? What's a typical week for you?
Well, usually it involves one long run, and then during the summer it just is usually getting your mileage in, maybe a workout a week or so. And I worked at 8:30 every day, so I would try to wake up and go early, try to beat the heat, So yeah, usually just trying to get as fit as possible and build that base that I was talking about.
And how much does that change once you begin preseason here?
It gets a little more intense,
Does it?
for sure.
A few more miles?
A few more miles and a higher intensity. And one thing we're really focusing on this fall is hills, because we're running at the GRIAC meet twice because we're hosting conference there as well. And the hills there are pretty intimidating, so we're trying to hit those early and often. And I think that's something that JB's worked into our system really well this season.
The GRIAC is one of the most incredible races I've ever witnessed. It's just incredible. It's just amazing how many teams are there, how many individuals, how many people are running on that course during that day.
So those that aren't familiar with cross country, the Roy GRIAC Invitational is a big cross country meet at the end of September. There's 10 races. There's a Division 3 men's and women's race, Division 2 men's and women's race, Division 1, NCAA Division 1 men's and women's race, and then there's 4 high school races. Typically each race will have between 300 and 400 athletes, so you're looking at between 3,000 and 4,000 athletes that day. It's named after Roy GRIAC, the legendary University of Minnesota coach who just passed away actually this summer at the age of 91. He always would be out there. Even last fall he was out there for the meets, and it's very regional for the high schools and then national for the colleges. You'll see 30-some teams in each race, and they'll come from all over the United States. So.
Yeah, you need to tip your hat to the University of Minnesota.
Yeah.
They've done a wonderful job with that. They've just a marvelous job with that race, and I'm sure they're going to continue that in honor of Coach GRIAC now. So good for them.
We've always talked about that GRIAC over the years. It's beyond conference and regionals, obviously, a meet you really kind of circle and focus on. I'm sure it adds another layer to it this year, knowing that conference is going to be held on that same course.
Absolutely. That's part of why the conference enjoys us hosting, is because they do get to that GRIAC Invitational earlier in the season, so they know what the course is like. We are changing things up a little bit from a training standpoint as well. Typically, the week of the GRIAC is a heavier week. This year, we're going to taper up what's called kind of have a taper or back off our training, the intensity of our training a little bit, and the volume a little bit as we're coming into that GRIAC meet, so that our legs are fresher this year and more prepared to compete.
And just if you can, I guess finally talk a little bit about the team bringing back, I'm sure some of the returners like Sam, and then some of the newcomers you've brought in as well.
Yeah, you want to maybe talk about men's and your teammates and such?
Yeah, we're excited. We have Caleb joining us this year. He's really going to contribute early. He's really fit and ready to go. He put in a good summer. And then Tyler's coming back after a good track season, and we're excited about that. And then we also have Bob and Vince, and I think they're going to make big strides this year as well. So that's the guys' side. And then myself, of course, and just being an upperclassman, I'm just going to try to be positive and lead them the best that I can. So.
Sam's been through the trenches, so to speak, and is a very optimistic guy. And we've got a group that, the group Sam ran with last year has several of them have graduated. So it's a group that's really looking up to Sam. On the women's side, we have most of our team back from last year. We didn't go through the graduation that we did on the men's side, and so we've got a good group of ladies, kind of. A good mix of upperclassmen, Maggie Marcus, Aaron Spatenka, and then some first-year runners in Courtney Ramsey and Ruth Lindberg that are really going to contribute to our program. And then we've got Jordan Gray and Rachel Thamert, both who have contributed the last year, and Rachel's been around 2 years, and she'll be a contributor as well. So.
as you mentioned at the onset here, that you welcomed in a little baby girl. That had to be pretty exciting. It was you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
It was emotional. There's a lot of people who are going to be asking me to tell the story for many years to come because it was unexpected, came at home, and before the EMTs showed up, baby was delivered, and I helped deliver the baby a couple minutes before the ambulance crew and police crew showed up. So it was very emotional. Everyone's healthy. Mom and daughter are healthy. We've got 2 other kids who are adjusting to the new life. Yeah, absolutely. So
good for you. Congratulations.
The experience would have been different if it was our first child, because it was our 3rd child.
Yeah,
I knew what was coming.
And her name, Truly
Seela Breitbarth.
How about that? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Well, Coach, congratulations, and we thank both of you for joining us here this afternoon. Good luck this month.
Thank you.
Jonathan Breitbarth, Sam Anderson here on Golden Bear Insider. We're going to close out the show talking about volleyball. Before we do that, though, Tom, you had a pretty big announcement a few weeks ago, announcing that this will be your last year as the athletics director, retiring at the end of the year. And, it's certainly been a lot of good memories, I'm sure, for you. Kind of what stands out and kind of what went into making this decision.
Yeah, there's a lot that stands out. I've been there now. It's my 12th year, and it's just time. I think it's just time for some new young, fresher blood to come in and some different ideas. And I highly recommend the job. It's a great gig, and I love my job. I love the people I work with. I got great people, and thanks, buddy. And we have a lot of fun with it. And so, yeah, I appreciate it. I've gotten a lot of emails and calls from people, and it's pretty special. We'll talk about more of that as the year goes on.
Imagine, though, it's you're always excited for the year, and you were talking about that earlier. It does have to take on a little extra meaning, though, I'm sure this week.
And right now, I'm not even thinking about it, to be honest with you. There's so much going on with everything else, and so I don't even think about that part of it. I don't think about the end of the year. I'm thinking about the beginning of the year. I want to go out with a bang. I just want to go out with a bang. I told it to all the student athletes that are all athletes social here a week ago that I'm just looking forward to one more big year. Let's have fun. Let's just go out and have a great time and see what happens, And it's all going to start with the fall with this next group of kids that we're going to be talking about here.
All right, well, we'll do the retrospective later, but it's been great working with you.
We got ways to go yet.
All right, we'll talk about that later. But we're going to talk about volleyball now, as we're joined by head coach Brady Starkey, Emily McDonough as well. And we thank both of you for joining us. You've been practicing like everybody else here the past couple weeks, getting ready for your tournament starting tomorrow, and you feeling pretty good about where everything's at?
Yeah, so far, practice has been going well. We got a strong crew coming back, and we're pretty fired up to get started.
Yes, you got a lot of numbers this year compared to last year. So you must have a little bit more depth this year than you've had in the past.
Yeah, we do. I would say we probably have a normal number, I think, of players this year.
Right.
14 players.
Last year you were a little short.
Yeah, we were a little short last year. 14 players, but we definitely have a lot more depth in the gym. It's 14 quality kids that I feel like any of them could go in at any given time and do well for us. I think that it's probably the most depth that we've had in every single position since I think we've been here. I feel pretty deep in every position that we have. So yeah, it's nice.
Last year, Emily, you hurt your knee early in the year last year. You missed almost the entire season. How's your knee feeling?
My knee is really good.
Is it?
Yep. Really
Stronger than ever?
Stronger than ever, definitely.
Good for you.
Yep.
Good for you.
What has sort of that process been like, working back from that injury, working with the trainers, I'm sure, and everything else to do your rehab?
Rehab every single day. Brian Johnson has been a huge part of it. He worked with me on it. Richard White, our strength and conditioning coach, helped me just get stronger and trust it a little bit more. It was a really tough journey, but I'm really excited to be back. So.
And no way around, I'm sure it was disappointing sitting out most of last year, as Tom mentioned, but how much were you maybe able to learn kind of watching from the bench, maybe seeing it a little more from a coach's perspective that you can use now going into this year?
Yeah, every single year I've sat on the bench before, and you always learn from the players that are playing. I learned so much just watching like Ellie Duffy or just Megan Carlson, those kind of girls, and so last year was no different. Got to listen to them talk about what was going on the court, and it was good to see it from that perspective.
I have to say we're excited that she's not going to be sitting next to us on the bench, and she will be out on the court playing.
Yeah, that's always better, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And and Emily, in some ways, like a newcomer after not playing last year, one that you're familiar with. But you mentioned the increased numbers, bringing in 3 freshmen, a couple transfer players as well. If you can, just maybe tell us a little bit about some of those players that the fans aren't quite as familiar with.
Well, I'd say that we actually have some experience coming back from last year's team with Anna Schlake, Maria Sampson on the outside. We brought in a transfer outside hitter, Anna Piaski, that has 2 years of D1 experience, and she's been playing well in our gym. And just another kid that we feel like we can put it in any time. Hope Schiller, another outside for our team, undersized kid that's a fantastic ball control kid, could really help us in the backcourt. Brooklyn Lewis, another kid that basically sat the bench last year, phenomenal athlete. Really expect great things from her. She's a really terminal kid. She can really get up and hit it. She's going to be something in the future, if not sooner than later, because she just keeps doing really good things constantly in our gym. So I'd say in the middle, you kind of have our usual suspects with Heather Schiller and Riley Hansen. And then this year we've got another D1 transfer. Shelby Sauer came from University of Northern Illinois. Another big kid with a heavy arm that can really get up and hit it. And we're kind of excited to see what she can do. She's a talented hitter and really smart, kind of crafty kid. So she'll be able to add depth, if not compete for a spot right away. So, yeah.
And you open up this weekend, great tournament, got a great field.
Yeah.
Palm Beach Atlantic,
yeah.
Western Washington, Winona State, Concordia.
Yeah, Central Washington and Central Washington and Winona State. So we play Winona. We our conference has an unbalanced schedule, right. So we thought we'd get a regional match in there against those guys, and they're young and up and coming, and we know that that's going to be a tough match for us. So we're excited. Yeah. We're excited for the weekend, though.
And that's sort of been the typical schedule for you hosting this tournament. Then you'll be going out to Denver the next week as you have in the past. And we always know what kind of a grind it's going to be in the conference season, but kind of how do you pick those non-conference matchups to get you ready?
Well, we just try to get as many difficult matches as we can get, basically. I mean, try to schedule as hard as we can so that it prepares us for our conference season. We just kind of throw them to the wolves every year and see kind of how we fall out there, and then we don't worry too much about what the outcome is, more just about getting ourselves ready to actually fight, for knowing that how tough our conference is going to be. We have to play those matches in order to be ready for that. Otherwise, you're too surprised when the conference comes around and how difficult it is. We'd rather have them well prepared. So.
And Emily, as you've kind of worked your way back, talking about the some of the new players that have come in, a lot of the returning players, and I know a trademark of this team is kind of having those two units that can really push each other in practice. Have you noticed that quite a bit as you've come back here this year?
Yes, it's so competitive during our practices, and that makes it all the more fun for us, and all the more just really good competition makes it better for us in the future. So it's been really, really good this preseason.
Yeah, it's been fun. We haven't been able to get them out of the gym. They want to keep playing one more game all the time, because it's just they're having such a good time competing against each other. I got to get to a high school match and go recruit so we can keep finding players like these guys.
Emily, you mentioned earlier about how much Brian Johnson helped you, and I can attest to that. I've seen you in the gym darn near every day this past summer with Brian working hard and Rich.
Very committed to it, and I really appreciated it a lot. It definitely helped me get back to where I am. So.
That's just what it takes, right? It's what you need to do. If you want to get back on the floor, you got to work. You got to work hard. You can't. You can't wake up tomorrow and be good.
Yeah.
That's right.
True.
Good for you.
All right, well, we certainly encourage everyone to come out this weekend, have the matches throughout Friday and Saturday, and we thank both of you, Brady and Emily, for joining us here today.
The first match is on Friday at 11 o'clock, and then you guys play at 1:30 on Friday. Yeah, so action all begins on tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Looking forward to it. So, you can watch it through the website, CUGoldenBears.com. Of course, that's where you can find this show. We're going to have it posted. We're going to be doing this the first Thursday of every month. That's the plan right now out here at Buffalo Wild Wings. try to record around noon, so again, come on out if you want to see the live taping, and then you can watch the recording usually later on that day, and of course they'll be available on demand anytime you want to watch them throughout the course of the season. But again, we'll try to do those every month, and check out the website for everything you need Concordia related, schedules, all the events that will be coming up with all the sports. And we certainly thank you for watching. We'll hope to talk to you next month. And Tom, thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you.
So that was Tom Rebelke. I'm Dan Flanagan. Thank you so much for watching Golden Bear Insider, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings.